Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of movie experts and comedians. They give us a minute pitch for each of those, and you get to vote on Facebook. Welcome if you're watching on Facebook already. Let's bring our panel in for this evening. First of all, as always, we've got Eddie French.
Hello, everyone. How are you? How are you,
good.
Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Yes, thank you.
Good. How's your week been?
Oh, I've head in the clouds because of flying a plane. It's been good.
Oh,
yeah, how was yours, mate? How was yours?
A reference to tonight's movie. Yes.
Oh, yeah, mate. Yeah. I thought I'd try and take this seriously for once.
Good. I mean, it's quite slow at the start this evening, but I feel the need for speed. We're doing Top Gun tonight. Let's bring in our next panel member tonight. It's Natalie Smeaton.
It's Natalie Smeaton. Hello,
Mate, already you've had some top bands.
Gun bands.
Exactly.
Have you got a line from the movie that you enjoyed that you can slip into conversation?
Get out my plane. I don't know if it's in there. I don't know.
It's 18 in it, but is it? No. Let's get out of my plane.
No, there's that bit where one of the mechanics is just asleep in Maverick's plane. He goes, get out of my plane. Oh, sorry, Maverick.
I know what it is. I know what it is. In Air Force One with Harrison Ford, he says, "Get off my plane." Maybe it's
there you go.
Is it?
There you go.
Oh, you're going to be flying rubber dog out of Hong Kong.
Speaking of things you shouldn't touch, our next panel member knows all about that. He can't say out until I bring him in either, so I have to defend himself. Now, here he is, he's Phil Smith.
Hey!
I don't know what that was, Phil. I don't know what it was.
Goes riding checks your body can't cash.
Oh, good one.
Your
good one.
Windows 95 with Tango and Cash. Yeah. Yeah.
So tonight's movie, if you've not gathered already or not read what this is Top Gun, the Tom Cruise 80s movie epic where he flies planes about and Iceman's in it with Val Kilmer. Top Cat, the movie.
That's right, Benny. Meow.
Officer Dibble. Should be good, Top Cat. One of the better Hanna-Barberas, I thought. I always thought your sound just went crazy then, Eddie. You can't really shout Top Cat things down here. Right then, so the idea of the show, if you've not seen it before and you're watching on Facebook, is our panel members here will pitch me their prequel, sequel, requels for the movie Top Gun, and then later on we'll get you as an audience to come up with a Mission Impossible title tonight, a new Mission Impossible. So Mission Impossible Free Fall or something like that.
Mission Impossible 9.
There you go. Yeah, like that, and we'll go,
that's very good. Well done.
That is good.
So, that one.
That was good, that. Save it for later, though. So what we usually do with this show, I'll give you a quick recap. If you've not watched Top Gun for a while, I'll give you a quick recap. This is how they sold the film back on the DVD box.
It's all right, Chris. I got you back for this one.
Boom. So we'll get a warning now. We'll get taken off. Don't play it all.
Oh, come on. I was going to... You do it. I've got the...
We'll get a strike. We'll get a strike. They'll whip us video off.
That doesn't happen on Facebook.
It does, doesn't it? No. Well, we'll see, shall we? If we suddenly go off, we know it's... Right, go on then. Play a bit softer, though. You won't hear me.
All you've got to say, Chris, is, I do not own the rights to this music, and then you play it.
All right. We don't own the rights to Top Gun music. Harold Faltermeyer does.
Good plug there, Harold.
I like a bit of Harold Faltermeyer. Anyway, right, I'll read you the DVD box, else we'll be here for 2 hours again like other week. Ryan, when you feel the need for speed, there's only one place to go. Top Gun, the Navy's elite training ground for the best jet fighter pilots in the world. In the breakthrough role that turned him into the world's biggest superstar, Tom Cruise is Maverick, the pilot who flies by instinct rather than the rules, and who has to overcome his own demons to succeed in a world where there is no room for second best. Kelly McGillis co-stars as a civilian inspector who finds herself developing more than a personal interest in the hotshot flyer, with Anthony Edwards as his radar intercept officer Goose and Val Kilmer as his by-the-book arch-rival Iceman. Why don't you get yourself in the danger zone?
That wasn't there, was it?
That one there. No.
Rather a rousing end to it, though, Chris. Well done.
There we go. So that's Top Gun. So as we know, if you're playing along at home, you'll get to vote on whose prequel, sequel, and requels you like the best from our panels here. I'm going to give them a minute on the clock to pitch theirs to me, and we're going to get straight in. Let's get straight into the prequels tonight. Let's not mess about. Let's get a little banner up there. You can leave your comments and join in with the show as you go. Roberto's already here, our old friend. He comes up every week. Let's see what he's saying so far.
But we've never met him.
Where'd you go, Tiger? He loves his cats, does Roberto?
Yes.
Thanks for coming along, Roberto. Again, you're always a treat. You buzzed the tower. He's watched it clearly. I think Maverick were with him as well when he buzzed the tower because he were in the same plane, wasn't he? But we won't pick fault with you. Right then, so
he was more of a passenger.
Yes, exactly. He was the radar technician, as we just found out.
Yes.
Right then, so prequels. I'm going to start with Phil first this evening. I'm going to get you a minute on. I don't know why it's such
Come
a
on,
shock.
Phil.
Same order every week.
What's up?
You're a bit unruly tonight. You've all been drinking coffee before you came on.
Yeah.
What's going on? Right, good. Okay, or some other stuff.
What's this? Is this a secret code?
A bit of the old.
This means move along, guys.
On
Move
a
along.
Sunday in lockdown, I like nothing more than staying at home and doing
Bit
cocaine.
of the old.
Oh, that's just the best way to have cocaine.
Get it everywhere, yeah, everywhere.
Just,
Down the top, everywhere. Sorry, Phil. Right, I'm going to get you. Let's get a minute on the clock for Phil. This is Phil's Top Gun prequel. If you're playing on
Phil.
pace, away you go, Phil. Pitch it.
Okay,
To us.
so my Top Gun prequel is called Bottom Gun, right? And what this is Will Ferrell plays bumbling wannabe fighter pilot Badger. It's his dream ever since his daddy was a legend in the air who sadly died by hitting a flock of geese. He keeps getting all his training wrong at the Naval Fighters Weapons School at Naval Air Station Miramar. He's nicknamed Badger because he loves mashed potato, obviously. It's a typical story of the underdog that Ferrell is always so well equipped to play. Lots of plot twists and bar fights, and Ferrell ends up engaging in an alien aircraft by accident whilst cruising the air after a rough night in the Naffy bar. It ends up with Badger becoming a hero of the platoon and goes down in legendary history. His name is shit, so they change it to Jester. He then becomes an instructor.
Very good. 50 seconds. Very good. Right. So now's the time where Eddie and Natalie get to grill Phil about his pitch.
Phil.
Grill
Yeah.
Phil.
Before my question, can I offer amusement?
I'm
I'm just trying to find out ways of-
I don't know. Can you?
Check the rule book.
Not amusement, but a single amusement. Amusing, if you will.
One amusement.
I
Yes.
used that in the first episode.
One amusement.
So does this mean that John C. Reilly is going to be
That
kind
was
of just
my
irritating?
question.
It's John C. Say that again. John C. Reilly,
Is
what?
John C. Reilly going to be his irritating radar guy?
I think.
And will there be those scenes that are sort of, you can tell they're improvised, but you're wondering why they didn't just do a better one?
I think it would be a shame not to do that. I don't think anybody does it better. So, yes, he can have that role.
I just think if Will Ferrell was in an underdog movie and John C. Reilly wasn't able to stand next to him for quite a lot of it, I think John C. Reilly would be really upset. And I don't. and
Yeah.
that isn't. I wouldn't want that on your mind when this is made, this obvious prequel that they're going to make. I don't want you just sort of having to look across and see John C. Reilly at a Hollywood party and feel all guilty.
I'm thinking John C. Reilly could be his rival in the Academy, the sort of cool, hard-hitting guy. But obviously,
Well, they were rivals in Step Brothers, weren't they? And it worked really well.
They've got that comedic sort of attack on each other.
Yeah.
And then
I
they
have a
come
question.
together.
So my question was going to be, Eddie's question, but we've got a different question now. So whenever John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell are in a film together, there is inevitably singing. In fact, John C. Reilly doesn't even have to be in it, and they're singing. So what song is Will Ferrell going to sing in this?
Saturday Night Wigfield.
Yeah? Whilst flying the plane, or just at the karaoke bit? Do the psychology.
Dun, 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 dun,
I think that's a great
dun,
idea.
dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's going to be all of that in it.
That
that
should
why
be on
his
right at the
friend-
start. You know, it shows all the shots at plane on the aircraft carrier.
So, like, he lost his edge.
Oh, weird one, that.
He lost
could
his
really-
edge because he did the Saturday night dance too hard.
That could really
Holding on
set
too
a film
tight.
up. That could really set a film up badly, couldn't it? If they chose the wrong song for the start of the opening. Yeah, okay.
There's that wonderful bit in The Simpsons where Mr. Burns is in a tank and Flight of the Valkyries is playing, and then it suddenly goes into YMCA. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I taped over your music, sir. But yeah, that'd be pretty good.
It's got all the hits on the soundtrack for this as well. It's got the Out Here Brothers, Boom Boom Boom.
Yeah.
It's got,
Is there a Venga Boys on there?
Venga Boys? Yeah, we're going to Ibiza.
Yeah.
And the old classic.
I'm not going to lie. I preferred Venga Buses Coming.
Yeah, well, each to your own. Yeah, and
Yeah, thank you,
also
Got a bit of a Wigfield.
Oh, yes, Emily.
Oh, not a fan,
You know what?
Emily.
I think I'll agree
Hello,
with
Emily,
It's
Emily
a
on that.
salty take, but I do like that take.
That's a
It
bit
is.
controversial. That Take My Breath Away was a big hit at the time, I believe, for Berlin. There was,
It's a bit whiny, though, isn't it?
It's a very
Whiny.
dreary
It's
song.
certainly no danger
Yeah.
zone, is it? No danger zone.
It's
That
no
was-
danger
No, it's
zone,
not,
but
no,
It's,
it's
it's a
very
good
little is.
soundtrack. It is a good soundtrack. This was a good 80s soundtrack. My middle brother used to have this on cassette, and he used to play it all the time, along with our French copy of Back to the Future that was Retour de la Future or something. Anyway,
Very
there
good.
you go.
You nearly turned into a Peter Kay routine there.
Insight into the
Let's
life
have
of
Chris
love.
Lumb.
What? Cargo, what are you listening to? What's this foreign tape? Retour de la Future.
Who remembers French cassette tapes, eh?
Go on, put on track
Nobody-
number 2 for your nana. Go on, she loves number 2. Go on.
It's spitting. No, that is his routine. Not to it. Right then, that was cool. Okay, questions asked any more to add to that, or do you want
No.
to?
No, that
Right,
satisfied
good.
me.
Okay, we'll move on to Eddie's pitch then.
Nope.
I'm going to put you a minute on the clock. Are you ready for
Okay,
this?
I am.
Away you go. Away you go.
Pete Mitchell, I love the way that his name is Pete Mitchell, so he went, no, call me Maverick instead of just Pete Mitchell. He's looking for a job, okay? So he tries everything. He tries cooking, but it's not his frying, it's his barbecue. He tries to be a lawyer, but it's not his lying, it's his countersued. He tries to be a hermit, but it's not his crying, it's his solitude. Then he's an electrician for a bit, but it's not his trying, it's his amplitude. And then he tries flipping houses, but it's not his buying, it's his devalued. And then he flies some planes.
Was that
Right.
poetry there, Eddie? Were you just getting one of your
Yeah.
poems out
It was-
into the World Wide Web?
Well, famously, it's not his flying, it's his attitude. And I wondered whether that was always his problem throughout his life, but it wasn't. It was just things that rhymed with previous problems that he had.
Do you know, after watching the film again, I kind of think he's a bit of a dick, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
The more I was watching it, the more I was going, why is no one listening to Iceman? Why is he painted
Yeah,
as this very
yeah.
way? It's like,
I always,
mate,
until I watched it again, I thought Iceman was like the jerk who like shoved him around and went, you're a div, and you're an idiot. And all this. They were like,
he's just
"No,
a
actually."
responsible pilot.
Yeah. He's like, I'll do it by the book, actually, because that's what we're getting trained for, and we're not gonna get
And
a
this
point.
plane is worth millions of dollars and could kill
Yeah,
people.
it's like,
So,
yeah,
you know,
we're flying around at Mach 1. And
Yeah.
it's not just me up there. There's also another bloke behind me. And
Yeah.
what is this? Yeah.
Also,
so
did
the
you
more I
Did
watched-
you see the bit where he tightened the canopy? He's responsible for Goose's death. That's what I'm saying. Just saying.
okay.
I forgot that when you crash land in water, they release that green dye to mark out where you are in the ocean, because obviously a huge stretch of the Indian Ocean, and they go, "All right, we better find them." But it does just look like Goose is a secret Vulcan that no one knew about. He's just bleeding out all this green stuff into the water. It's kind of great. It adds. I nearly wrote a prequel all about that, but I thought that's a stretch for even me. So instead, I did a poem.
Yeah,
it looks like when you have a piss in the swimming baths.
I believe
What do you drink?
Yeah, I know.
He wants to be green.
No, the chemicals in the water make your wee go the green, so they're not. Hey, we's weeing in the water, get him out.
all right.
How can you tell? He's doing it off diving board.
Have you got?
It's an old joke. It's an old one. It's an old.
Have you got questions for Eddie there for his epic poem
Well,
that he's used?
It was very brief.
It was.
It was
But
brief.
I would like to know whether he had any other films made about any of his other jobs before Top Gun. Because, you know, they do like that program on TV about flipping houses and stuff. So
Yeah.
has he had anything else?
Yes, he was once a minor character for half a series of what's that one you were on, Phil? That one with T Money.
Who wants
and
to be a millionaire?
No, Storage Hunters.
Storage Hunters. Yeah, he was. They tried to introduce him as a minor character, but he kept on having to do that. It's not my ex-ing, it's my ex-itude, and it just didn't work for a lot of the stuff because a lot of it was just like old men's collection of golf clubs, and it just didn't work.
Right. Okay. So it was on Storage Wars. I'll add that to your reminder because I'll be honest. Not
He was
much else
also
to
on
go with.
Storage Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. If that helps you get some votes. Any other questions for Eddie?
Yeah. In all of these other jobs that he's done, Eddie, does he insist on turning up and leaving on aviators?
Yeah. It actually, I think this is where I honestly think that Top Gun might have been the film that led to Tom Cruise not permitting eye contact with anyone that he's around because he was like, do you know what? I love them aviators. I'm going to pretend I'm wearing them all the time. But yeah, I imagine, he'll turn up, at his chef job and be like, you can't really wear those in here, mate. You won't see when something's burnt if everything's darkened out. And he's like, no.
And they'll steam up. Surely Tom Cruise only has eye contact with children.
Oh, it's a height joke.
Height thing,
good,
it's a height joke, yeah.
Wow,
that took a while, Eddie.
You can actually tell there is some scenes where he stood on something to make him look taller. Did you know?
Just on stilts. Hey,
He's on,
guys!
they've got him a box and things. It was quite funny. I did notice. But did you notice who was in it? Meg Ryan
yes.
Yep. Take me to bed or lose me forever.
Spoilers.
Did you notice Tim Robbins at the end?
Yeah, he plays Merlin.
Right. But I didn't realise that.
He's there at the beginning and there at the end. Yeah.
I saw him at the end. Tim Robbins.
He's at the beginning and then again at the end. Yeah, he's sort of.
Did he have a line? Because I didn't notice.
He has a couple of lines, early on, but he's got his mask on, so you can't tell. But he's got the Merlin call sign on his helmet.
The only famous guy not to have a line in it was John Candy. Nearly got you, Chris. I nearly got you. John Candy's super fan.
I know John Candy's entire filmography.
Yeah, I was going to say because
no way
I
you'll
accidentally told Chris that
he made
John
a mistake
Candy
today about that very thing, didn't you, Eddie?
I thought I remembered an episode of Little House on the Prairie, and I'm absolutely certain that this character was played by John Candy. Doesn't even really look like him.
Yeah, but I did. I
remember from about 25 years ago.
I give you a blue thumbs up, didn't I, as if to say you're wrong, but I'll let you look into that. I didn't want to crush you by going in.
That's not like you. You usually love to crush people.
I was very nice about it. I went, yeah. You go research that and come back when you're wrong. That's what I wanted to put. Yeah. You know I like me candy. Don't push me, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy wants candy. Yes, we know.
Do a John Candy film next week then.
Oh,
we're not touching those.
Oh. Maybe.
Always thinking.
You might as well ask us to rewrite
think
the
about
Bible.
it later. Think about it when we're
think about it for 20 minutes.
pitching, Chris. When we're doing our pitches, when you don't.
No, because he's got to write down. He'll just write down the words John Candy, John Candy,
Yeah.
John Candy, John Candy.
And you said, we'll just have a recap here, Phil. You said John Candy, he joins the Hackensack Red Bulls with Richard Pryor. And
I know what film we should do, but you probably won't agree. We should do Planes, Trains and Automobiles. It's my all-time favourite, but
I love it.
we'll see. Let's deal with that later. Let's keep going with Top
There's
Gun.
nothing to add. It's perfect. It's
No, but you're doing a prequel and a sequel, aren't you? So
Uncle
Uncle Buck. Right, we'll talk about that later. Let's get on to Natalie's prequel for Top Gun. Are you ready for this?
We're all waiting.
I'm just thinking about John Candy films now. Should we scrap this?
Okay.
Right, I've got your minute on the clock now.
You ready?
Here we go. Yep, away you go.
Okay, John Candy. No, he's not. He's not. Okay. Pete Maverick Mitchell is at nursery. He tends to get picked on by the other boys, so he decides he's going to try beat them at everything. The first student to use the loo is like a big boy and not the potty, was Pete. So he was awarded the Top Bum Award at nursery. When he's the first to complete his maths homework, he becomes Top Sum. But his dream is to become Top Brum, the winner of the illegal under-6s trike race round the back of the school jungle gym. He intends to take the title off Ice Baby. The race is going well, but Pete doesn't realise the trike has been sabotaged and he rounds a corner too quickly, losing his front wheel and crashing into his BF, Duckling, who tumbles off and breaks his arm. Taking Duckling's trike, he pushes the pedals as hard as he can, hits Mach 1, wins the race and becomes Top Brum. That's my prequel.
Wow. Like it. Okay, questions, Eddie and Phil?
Does Ice Baby describe him as still dangerous at the end, but magnanimously hugs him? Anyway,
well,
it's like, wow.
They both go and get a lollipop, and make friends over school dinners and custard and pudding, like whatever the serve at school these days, and enjoy time on the jungle gym together.
Is he like
having homoerotic little undertone that flows all the way through the film?
I mean, let's not call it an undertone. Let's call it what it is. A huge streak of homoeroticism smacked right in the middle of the film.
Not only that, but there's also that bit where Goose says to him that I was on about earlier to you guys. He says to him, he goes, good luck with basically getting with Kelly McGillsby. He goes, at least it'll be
require carnal knowledge of a female.
A female this time.
Of a female this time. I think it was a wanking joke.
But then Cruz goes like this, and he goes, "I like them dogs." What was that?
You're absolutely right, guy off of ER.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was about, but yeah, okay. More questions then for
I assume it was just a bad, like a wanking joke that didn't land.
Maybe, yeah.
But it did just sound like you can't just pull a bloke. We've got rules, which is just a shame. So is he like drinking a little sippy juice box at the end?
Sippy cup, not a juice box because they squeeze them and it all comes out because they're babies, but like a little sippy cup. Yeah.
Okay. But, and then he hears the wheels on the bus come on the jukebox, and his girlfriend is there.
All the sippy cups have got like their really insignias on, like
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. That's good.
Thank you.
I just like the wind. I like the set dressing. That's what I like.
Yeah, good. Okay, Phil, we got a question for Nat.
Does anybody die?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, they're kids, Phil. God, they're at nursery. Bloody
so obviously they do. They're shit at tricycling.
I mean, maybe if you want a death, maybe like the teaching assistant could die. Yes, maybe. Yes. Okay. Well, what we can do is when he hits Mach 1 on that trike, coming down the last final straight there to catch up with Ice Baby and beat him, maybe he goes so fast past the window that shards of glass shatter and fall rain down upon the teaching assistant, who is then stabbed in multiple places and dies a horrible, horrible death.
Fucking hell, Natalie! I just wanted like a little minor death. That was like Freddy Krueger came and got involved.
Can he do it? Can he do a drive? Can he do a drive past the headmaster's office as well while he's drinking a cuppa? and it
Yeah.
like boom, zoomed it out.
Like,
And then the
you know, like in
Going
the
on this
cartoon,
joke, he just rings his little bell. Cling, cling, cling.
in the cartoon Jimbo, like Jimbo.
Jimbo and the Jet Set.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was good. That
Deep
used to be good.
That was-
Jimbo and the Jet Set. Wow.
Deep
Okay.
cuts.
Quick
That was very
update,
much the British Top Gun.
quick update from
Thanks
Roberto.
for
Tom
clearing that up
Cruise.
there, Roberto. Yeah.
Cheers
he
for
does
that.
very strong.
Yeah. Okay.
Like real man. Good Roberto. He would be good at garden. Yeah.
Yeah, he can act in any role. I'm sure he could play a garden really well. Yeah.
Oh,
Top-
it'd be
top
great
garden.
as a garden. Imagine a garden with a really, really big smile.
Today I'm going to be the Garden of Gethsemane.
Ooh, that's a good garden as well.
Is
Yeah.
that Tom Cruise?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
More
yeah.
like, more like Pacino.
No. That was Tom Cruise.
And
At least
then,
they're
and
not
then what he'd do
smiling.
is he'd climb up a cliffside or like a big stone, like he does in Mission Impossible, and go like, "I'm the Hanging Gardens of Babylon now."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
Oh,
Very good, Eddie. Yeah. I like
Good.
that.
Got some good
Good.
biblical banter going on here, Eddie, between me and you. I like that.
Do you know what?
it's good.
We could-
You're right.
we could get a
Babylon,
double
they had
going on
Hanging
the
Gardens
circuit.
and a whore.
Good bibs bant. That's what they call.
Yep.
That's what
Bib
kids
bant.
call it.
Biblical
Bib
improv. Bimprov.
Yeah.
Come on, somebody throw out a reference from Matthew chapter 5.
Verse 7. I heard verse 7.
Can we have a
Everybody
place?
was sitting in a tree. Yeah.
Can we have a place
I
where
don't know
the
if
an old bus stop?
Chris, just give us
Go
your
on.
world-class recap.
Right, I'm gonna. Okay, so this is the time we're gonna vote now for the prequels. You can do this if you're playing along on Facebook. Leave a comment and we'll have a look at them on here as we go. I'm going to give you a quick recap of everybody's you've heard so far. So this is a prequel for Top Gun. Here we go. So Phil's was called Bottom Gun, starring Will Ferrell as Badger. His dad died by hitting a flock of geese. He loves
I'll
mashed
do it.
potatoes. There's he stumbles across an alien aircraft, is that right? And then he has to change his name to Jester because his other name was crap. That's what I've got.
He did save the world as well. You missed a very
Oh.
important part of the prequel.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I recapped yours the best tonight of these ones.
Yeah.
So here we go. Right, Eddie's was about Pete Mitchell, obviously. He has loads of jobs with all this rhyming stuff that Eddie did and or poetry or whatever the hell it was. I didn't write any of that down because it went too fast. Then he flies planes. He's had all these jobs and he appeared on Storage Wars. I'll allow you to add something to that, Eddie, because I didn't get any of those.
Everything was a rhyme on "It's not my fly, it's not your flying, it's your attitude." That was the joke. Don't vote for me.
That was the joke, right? Okay. Thanks for clearing up what the joke was. That's good. So that was Pete Mitchell nursery days. He's like a little baby. And he's trying to get top at everything. So the first thing he does is in maths class, and he tries to get top sum. I'm echoing.
Yeah.
Is that me or everybody's echoing? Who's got the
If
phone
it
on?
sounds like you, it probably is.
I can hear everybody. Anyway, then he goes to try and do Top Brum, which is the bike event.
Illegal
he's-
bike race. Yeah.
Illegal bike race. He's against Ice Baby. They have the race. He has a crash and injures Duckling, his wingman. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes on to win. He gets to become champion Top Brum.
Yeah.
All the way through that.
I've just realised my question should have been: Will Duckling be played by Ryan Gosling?
Oh, good Lord.
Nice. Right, let's
Question
vote.
over.
Come on, let's get voting. Let's get voting. Right. So we'll vote in the room first of all. What do you want to vote for in here? Then we'll go to our comments.
Natalie.
Natalie.
Thank you, Eddie.
And for
I'm not
that.
even Natalie because
Uh,
it reminds
yeah,
me of
I'm going for.
that of
I'm going for
Simpsons
that.
where Maggie tries to escape the.
Oh, I love that
crash.
one. Yeah.
It reminded me of Muppet Babies, so you've got my vote.
Oh.
There you
I concur with Chris's view there. It reminded me a little bit of Muppet Babies, so you
Yeah.
get my vote as well.
Thank you. I
I
think
could
I'm
just
gonna-
imagine Duckling being really cute.
he is cute.
Aw.
I'm going to vote for Phil.
Okay. Right, let's go to our comments. Let's see what we've got. We've got Oh, we got a quote from the Bible from Daniel there.
Blessed are the
Thank you,
merciful,
Daniel.
for they shall obtain mercy.
Our fact checker there, good.
Thank you, Daniel.
Gets the award for most awkward pun of all time in Top Brum. However, please can she clarify whether the car Brum will be featuring?
We can't afford him. Can't afford him, Daniel.
Just say yes.
I do like the way that Daniel does phrase his questions like an executive.
Yeah, maybe the car Brum can be used in the prequel to Days of Thunder.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Thank you, Emily, for that. Thank you for the vote. And then we've got our old friend Roberto. Vote for Phil for Bottom Gun. What's super bad in Bottom film?
Ricky Mail.
Ricky Mail. Not around. Oh, Jesse and Nice. Do you know what that? Can anybody decipher this? Have you seen the Bottom movie for a while?
Take the comments off the screen and let's carry on.
Yeah, I was just interested. I was just interested. You know, I like to give a bit of time to these comments. You know,
Sure,
come on, Chris, we're halfway there.
We're not halfway there, right? Then, so Nat's won the first round, the prequels this evening. So well done, Nat. There you go.
Very much.
Everything to play for. We're going to move on to the sequels. What I will remind everybody playing at home on Facebook, we've got a section later on. We want you to give us new titles for Mission Impossible movies. So put them in the comments as well, and we'll have a look at those as we go. But let's crack on. Sequel time for Top Gun. There is a Top Gun sequel coming out, as we know. We want to try and avoid that, though. Only the trailer's been out so far. So that should be okay. We're going to start with Eddie, first of all, for the sequels. I'm going to get you a minute on the clock. You ready?
Yes.
Away you go.
Maverick is teaching at Top Gun. As we saw right at the end, he thought, I'll go into training. And Charlie is pregnant and expecting twins. They've had the tests and they're having a pilot and a radar intercept officer, which is nice. So Maverick is about to come up against his biggest challenge yet, Ofsted. So Mav is told that Top Gun candidates need more flight time and fewer lessons on ganging up on women to sing to them in bars. Which is largely what he's been teaching for the first year of Top Gun. So his confidence is knocked as it is anytime anything happens. So he goes off to cry, but he's in the middle of his crying. He's told that Charlie's been taken to hospital. She's giving birth. It's before the due date, but that's very common with twins. I wouldn't worry about it too much. He gets to the hospital. She's holding her two sons. And they name them Goose and Goose's moustache. And that's when he gets his confidence back because he remembers his friend. And all the pilots that year graduate as Top Gun. No one gets a plaque in the ladies' room. And then, as always, he throws someone else's dog tags into the sea.
Wow, okay. Right. Questions there for Eddie?
Whose dog tags did he throw into the sea? Specifically,
just whoever. It's just
just a fallen brother in arms.
Yeah, I think it was one of his favorite students from that year's crop of Top Gun candidates. I think one of them.
Did he murder the student just so he could throw the dog tags into the water because he didn't have any?
None of them actually died. I think one of them struck out with a woman when he was trying to sing to her in a bar with just a microphone and no music, and everyone joined in. And then she was like, no, thanks. And he's like, no, he's dead. And he's like, I'm not dead. He's like, no, he's died. Oh, God. And then he rips his dog tags off him. And so the guy follows him around, and Maverick thinks he's a ghost for the rest of the film.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not well, Maverick. He never took Goose's death. He never worked through it.
No. Okay. Nat, have you got a question for?
Yeah, so I think Phil is probably going to be really upset because there's no deaths in there. So can we at least assume or expect some pretty nasty injuries, or at least a mild concussion?
Can we have a neck hold?
When I say there are no deaths, obviously they're going to shoot a lot of enemies who are not really identified as where they come from, or apart from the fact they're flying MiGs. Apparently, that's enough of a clue for us all to know who exactly it is they're just gunning down.
Yeah. Okay.
So there will be explosions and stuff, but it's mainly making sure that Top Gun is up to Ofsted scratch. So we can get the sign outside sort of just zip tied to the fence saying this is an Ofsted good school. Top
Mm.
Gun.
Right,
It's very
cool.
important.
Okay.
Is
Very
it
nice.
rated as outstanding?
Yeah.
All right,
Otherwise,
let's.
the entire graduating class has to fly rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong.
You two characters are going to anyway. He's singing out about to do it, Principal James Tolkien.
Yes.
Tolkien, is it
Slackers.
Tolkien? Yeah, Slackers. Yeah. Right, and now it's time for your sequel, please. I'll get you a minute on the clock. You ready for this?
Yep.
Away you go.
Okay. To get the same thrill, Maverick is having to test fly more and more extreme things. He will fly things for anyone who'll hire him, since he was dishonorably discharged from the whatever it is he was in, the Top Gun thing, for punching a plane engineer in the face for not doing his job properly. He ends up on a secret test flight for NASA to fly a new super light speed jet fighter for them. He gets into the air successfully and flies at super mega light speed for a while, but upon landing finds he's moved forward thousands of years into the future, where society has collapsed and it's back to the Stone Age. They think he's a god and worship him until he dies, being really bald and fat and things. That's it. That's it.
All right, that's,
I've got an immediate question about this.
Okay, tell me.
Fire away.
Because he's gone back to to Stone Age.
No, he's
Right.
gone forward. He went forward in time, but society collapsed, and so it's sort of gone back to Stone Age, but in the future.
All right, but are people still generically disadvantaged, and is he tall in the future?
Yeah, he's a giant to them. His teeth are
Struck out
actually
like
bigger.
Gulliver.
Yeah, his teeth are actually bigger than most human babies at this time.
I'm very
So-
surprised Tom Cruise hasn't put himself forward for his own make of Gulliver, just so he can be massive. Oh, I'm massive.
Well, the problem there is that once he leaves Lilliput, he'd go to Brobdingnag, where he would be the size of a Lilliputian, and that's when people would really start taking the piss, I think.
Never talk to Eddie about things that I don't
He has
know.
to-
very much about.
He has to spoil it, doesn't he? Started off as a nice idea about him being, big in a little world.
He
And he
just
has to
knows
bring-
everything.
Also, spoilers on that book. If nobody's read it, God.
It's over 100 years old, and it's one of the finest works of English language satire that's ever been written. It's not my
Don't mean
fault if you're
everybody-
not caught up yet.
It ain't no BFG.
I love the BFG. Oh,
Oh, the BFG. Now there's a classic work.
Oh, snuzzle compass.
I can't deny that, but I wouldn't call it innately satirical.
Oh, dear. Right,
I could
okay.
be proven
What-
wrong.
Have you got a question for Nat, dear?
No. No, I don't.
What literary work would you recommend?
Is it going to be like sort of Quest for Fire, or like when he gets there, are they all just going to be grunting and holding up like sort of bits of like sort of raw meat with the skin still on, going, like frightened of flames and stuff?
yeah. No, the wheel doesn't exist anymore. They're all walking around
Wow.
naked. Yeah,
People have forgotten.
They've forgotten the
shapes.
wheel. Yeah,
They've
nobody knows
forgotten
what a
shapes and
dodecahedron
basic
is. He
Wow.
sort of shows them what a hexagon is. They lose their minds. Like, it's that type of thing. Yeah.
Just looking at consistent things, he shows them like his watch that's a circle and look, just bleeding out of the nose and just fall down dead.
Yeah, and this
Oh,
is why they
the
think
With
it's
his
a
hand,
god.
I imagine.
Yeah.
Don't see, we got Top Gun meets Planet of the Apes. Exactly, that's what.
Yeah. I'm all
And
for
then
it. I'm all for that.
Roberto, as always, is on form with BFG.
Yes,
Loved it,
Roberto.
loved
It is amazing.
No votes for Gulliver's Travels for some reason. Right. Let's move on then. Phil, it's time for your pitch, your prequel. No, your sequel, sorry.
Yeah.
Sequel. I read it right there. It's on the big screen. Right. Are you ready for this?
I've gone for the serious one this time.
Oh, go on then.
Ooh,
Away you
it
go.
worked last time.
Roger and Badger.
Hang on, I've started his clock. Once I start the clock, you know the rules.
Sorry.
You know the
I'm
rules.
sorry.
Once I start the
Right.
clock, let me get. Hang on.
It's
He's got to
It's not my
rewind
writing.
it all the way
Start.
around till it gets to zero again.
Here we go. It's going.
it's
It's
not
going.
my writing, it's my
Right, let him
attitude.
do it.
I'm
Let him
sorry.
do it. Let him do
Here
it.
we
Here
go. After more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Maverick Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him. When he finds himself training a detachment of Top Gun graduates for a specialized mission, the likes of which no living pilot has ever seen, Maverick encounters Bradley Bradshaw, call sign Rooster, the son of Maverick's late best friend and radar intercept officer Nick Goose Bradshaw. Facing an uncertain future and confronting the ghosts of his past, Maverick is drawn into confrontation with his own deepest fears, culminating in a mission that demands the ultimate sacrifice from those who will be chosen to fly it.
Cool. Do you know when I said don't read the Top Gun sequel?
I just copied the exact sequel there. I struggled.
You cheeky monkey.
Oh my God, did you just literally steal the sequel?
That is exactly the thing, and the only reason I know that
Unbelievable.
because I read it today to see what it were about.
Chris, you spoiled all the fun I was going to have with that there. You curly-haired twat.
You are a cheater, Phil.
Don't bring my hair into it. The rule book says never mention my hair.
I was going to have so much fun with that there, and Chris ruined it.
Well, you're not having fun. Not on my watch. Not when you've copied.
He's an upstanding citizen.
You've turned in another girl's work.
Don't bother asking me any questions.
Well, I have questions of betrayal and anger, and also which ranks did he dodge before? What ranks was he dodging to stop himself being grounded? Were they?
He dodged Shabba ranks.
Did he never get past?
Were they the ranks of lies? Sorry, go on, Eddie.
I just wondered if he'd ever got past lieutenant or not. Lieutenant, I suppose it'd be. He's American.
Why don't you ask him to double check the trailer? Just double check the trailer.
On his shirt.
It's not in the trailer. It's not even mentioned in the stolen synopsis.
Who's playing Rooster? I might as well just ask you to find out about this film now.
Rooster is played by Miles Teller.
Looking on IMDb.
Doesn't tell
right,
me much.
I've had enough of this charade. Let's move on.
Yeah. But shame on you, Phil.
I feel great about it.
Right, we'll do your recaps. So for everybody playing on Facebook, you can vote as I give you your recaps for everything you just heard. So Eddie's was Maverick's a teacher, basically. He's still with Kelly McGillis' character, I take it. That's what you said.
Oh, yeah, Charlie.
They're expecting twins. There's an Ofsted examination thing, and they go against Maverick's rules of teaching students to sing in bars.
Yeah.
He loses confidence because he gets told
there more flying.
Yeah. He loses confidence and starts crying. Then his children are born. They're both boys. One's called Goose and one's called Goose's Tash. Then he gets his confidence. Sorry, Goose's mustache. Then he gets his confidence back and throws some random person's dog tags in the sea.
Flings him in the sea.
Yeah. Nats was Maverick's now a test pilot. He flies stuff for thrills. He's discharged from Top Gun for some reason I didn't write down. And then he tests a new jet fighter that can go light speed. He takes it on its test drive. It sends him forward into time, too forward, in fact, because it's all gone back to the olden days because everything's dead, basically. So it's Stone Age times again. And all the people worship him as a god.
Thank you. Yeah. See that, Phil? See that? We made that up, Phil.
And then Phil's was a complete cop-out, and it was just a synopsis for Top Gun 2 that he just copied off IMDb. And then he threw Shabba Ranks in there. If you like Shabba Ranks, that'll get all your votes.
Yeah, as if to try and fool us.
Big Shabba Ranks following, watching tonight. Yeah, what up?
Right, so vote on Facebook, and we'll look at those in a minute. Get your votes in now. We'll vote in the room. Let's have a think.
I'm going to vote for Natalie because voting for Phil is clearly just not an option.
I'm voting for Nat.
Eddie.
I'm going to vote for Nat.
Thanks, Phil, Chris and Eddie.
Phil,
I'm going to vote for Eddie because I do like Goose's Tash.
Yeah.
and it should be remembered forever as a boy's name.
Tactical. You've had a vote from Shoecake Comedy. I wonder who runs that. Oh, Phil.
This is bullshit, mate.
You got a vote, Phil. Thank you, Shoecake Comedy.
Absolute rubbish.
How did you manage to do
that? Apparently, when comedy's allowed back again, Shoecake are going to have a brand new resident MC, so we'll look forward to that.
Who's that going to be?
That wouldn't surprise me.
We're in now.
Is Phil actually getting votes for stealing the synopsis of the actual?
To be made into a film. It is the film, Daniel. We've already said it. And he's
Daniel,
like,
he stole it.
in his mouth.
I
So
have it on your votes in, it's counted, it's registered.
go on, we've got
Shut
it.
the fuck up, Phil.
Neck and neck at the moment. Roberto's just voted for a Stone Age cat, so we assume
Thank you, Roberto. You have taste and class.
I tell you, his C button is an N in it on his thing because he always types cat instead of that. Emily,
Thank
vote
you,
for
Emily.
Nat again. This round. Very
Again,
nice.
class. You have class, you have taste, you have style. Thank you. See,
And
Phil,
then
cheating doesn't
we've had
prosper.
another vote.
Damn it!
It nearly,
He can't
I
count.
haven't even got your bloody photo on it.
That's not me. I don't sit around in my underpants.
You're doing it now.
Even with all the cheating going on, Phil still didn't manage to win.
I've been foiled by those pesky kids.
Nat, you won that round again. The prequel, the sequel. Sorry. Well done. Well done.
Oh,
Right
wow.
then. So we're going to move on to the final round now. The requel, so reboots, reimaginations, whatever you want to do with these for Top Gun. Don't forget, if you are playing on Facebook, leave us some comments for a new Mission Impossible title. So Mission Impossible something like they always have, Fallout or Aftermath or Weekend Shop, whatever you're going to have. So we'll do that after this round. So this is the final round. Requels. We're going to start with Nat this time. We'll get you a minute on the clock. Ready for this?
I am. It's a quick one. Okay.
Away you go. You say that every time with these.
Alrighty. So, Top Sum is what I'm going to call this film rather than Top Gun. And it's set in the world of competitive maths. I want Vorderman as Iceman. I want Rachel Riley as Maverick, trying desperately to break into Countdown as the new face. And I want Richard, resurrected Madeley, as the psychologist. So that's, I kind of want it to be the same film, but I want it to be maths, not planes. And I want it to be them three cast as the main characters. Yeah.
Okay.
Nerd alert.
You mean Richard Whiteley, not Madeley?
Is it Whiteley? Oh, yeah.
Mate,
Okay, Whiteley.
Lately, as far as we know.
Oh, Madeley's the other
alive.
one. Oh, yeah. No, I don't want that one. I want
Madeley's
Whiteley.
what, the husband and wife thing, isn't it?
Madeley's brilliant. He's like a real Alan Partridge.
He
The
is.
worst thing that Richard Madeley ever did was he was on the show one day and all the phone systems went down and he went, "Don't worry, guys, don't worry, I've got this covered." And he got his mobile out and he started ringing up callers. I'm like, oh, God.
Stop it, Richard.
Did you
brilliant.
ever
Maybe
see
he
the
should
time-
ask Richard.
Did you ever see the time he formed a band?
No.
He just suddenly went, "Wait a minute, I play the guitar. Cameraman, you play drums, don't you?" And I think,
Oh, no.
I think one of the sound guys has a keyboard. Oh, I'll tell you what, bring your stuff in tomorrow, and we'll play a song. And then rehearse. It was agony.
It's brilliant.
It was
It's going to come out. It's going to come out that he's been a character act for 30 years. Honestly,
Must
he's
be,
unbelievable.
surely.
Well,
He's
Yeah.
brilliant.
If that's the case, he deserves every bit of success he's ever had.
speaking of character acts, he did that Ali G
Oh.
impression that time, didn't he? Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And then he went to an awards ceremony and everybody thought that everybody were cheering because it was his Ali G impersonation, but it wasn't. Judy's dress had fallen down the front. remember?
fell out, didn't it? Yeah.
she's-
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a reason that woman glugs it down like it's going out of fashion.
Yeah, you would if
Allegedly,
you were married to
allegedly.
him.
Allegedly.
No, there's no alleged about
Allegedly.
it, mate.
All is allegedly. All of it allegedly.
Friend of mine worked for Granada back in the early noughties.
Oh, she was on that as well.
On the
On Chris's
Snout full of beak, yeah.
yeah, we all know what that means. Oh,
Yeah, oh yeah.
oh. Bit of the old powder. Bit of the old
The old
powder.
shrooms.
The old sniffy snuff.
Yeah. I'd love it if someone called it sniffy snuff.
Sniffies. You got
Just
to
some
have
guys
it.
to go,
There.
Emma, do you want some sniffy snuff? Emma,
Chris looking young in a nightclub. Have you got any sniffy snuff?
you got any big boy snuff?
Have you got
Have you
any of
got,
that nose high karate?
Hey, karate.
Oh,
Why me?
dear.
What was I going to say? Has anybody got any questions for Nat's epic?
that's
The
fine.
Vorderman, Riley, and Whiteley
We're
collaboration.
good. We're good.
Good.
I think would so who would be in Dictionary Corner?
Ah,
Yeah, who's going to play the gorgeous what's her face? I can't remember her name.
Who's what's her face? Rachel
The one who
Riley.
said-
What?
No. What's she called? Who always sits with the dictionary?
I don't actually watch it, so
Oh,
I have no idea. So let's just.
I knew there was
cast.
no truth behind your writing.
I'm sorry, Phil. I don't do in-depth work and research like you do into making sure every original idea
Well, you
is.
say that, but it'll be out on film soon before you know it.
It will. They are. Yeah, yours was so good. They are going to make it. It's true.
Yeah.
Almost
It's
like
true.
it's already been filmed.
Yeah.
Have we got any questions?
I think the Chuckle Brother corner, the Chuckle Brothers would be in the corner. I know one of them's not with us anymore.
Well,
R.I.P.
you've already brought back
but-
Whiteley, so you can bring back Paul.
Well,
Yeah.
I want
think it's
Paul and
important.
Barry Chuckle.
It's important to
All right,
go over the rule here. You can have anybody you want in these things because.
Oh, in
it's
that case,
kind of-
definitely Paul and Barry Chuckle would be in the dictionary corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Okay, Chuckle Brothers.
I'd like to see the Chuckle Brothers picking the numbers.
One on each side of the
Yeah.
thingy, so they're all getting the consonants and the
one.
vowels.
And they just pick up the same one and just be like pulling it across from one another. I've got it.
Roberto just picked up on our drugs
No
message.
drugs.
We're
No,
all-
Roberto.
We're all on the sniffy snuff here, Roberto. What does that mean, sniffy snuff? Have a look.
Do you know what? I'd love it.
Yeah.
I would love.
We don't know.
Chris.
It could be anything. He's certainly not
Chris,
Italian because he keeps spelling everything wrong. So
Yeah, Chris, while we've got all this time with no gigs, please just go through the wire, and every time they say cocaine or chat or any, just overdub it with sniffy snuff.
Sniffy snuff.
And just go. Oh look, they've released the proper that the director's cut.
Hey, how much for 1 kilogram of whiff waff?
right, okay.
Hey, I need a spliff of Toki joke right now.
This is going chaotic. Let's get on to the next one. Phil, your turn.
Okay,
Let's get on to this. So Phil's Requel, so reboot, reimagination, whatever you want. Minute on the clock for you.
bear with
Are you
me on
ready?
this. I've gone to the other extreme.
Go on then. Away you go.
Okay, so this is called Top Bum. It's a bit of a Confessions of a Window Clean style, but the guys are hot gear models in a beach volleyball tournament rather than fighter jets. In fact, they actually do have a scene where they do pop off to do some recreational downtime flying of jets, a bit of reverse to the volleyball scene. You see what I'm doing there, flipping it. Okay. Very much the same storyline of competitions and homoerotic masculinity, but we have, instead of Maverick, we have Haverdick and Goose. They team up to compete for the Top Bum trophy. Goose does die when he slips on baby oil and bangs his head. Other characters, we've got Viper, who's renamed Swiper. He's always on Tinder or Grindr. Jester's Molester. Cougar is an old guy who targets young men. Wolfman, hairy bear type. Sundown is renamed Pants Down. Merlin is a magic knob. Hollywood, he's well groomed. Stinger, say no more. Iceman is the Slice Man. And Slider, well, that name stays the same for obvious reasons. He meets Charlie in the famous bar scene where he sings, "I've lost all my homoerotic feelings," and she converts him back onto the fruits of Fanny.
I'm foreseeing
technically
a
the-
lot of problems with this film.
Yeah. Not
Mainly
least because
the-
the fruits of Fanny are children.
Oh,
Potentially,
Never heard that before.
you know, just a potentially homophobic vibe coming off that whole pitch.
It's not homophobic at all.
Slightly
It is very, very pro.
phobic.
Pro.
Pro homo.
I mean,
It's definitely not. It's great
I
fun,
mean-
and
I
it's
mean-
going to be a good
you've
romp.
managed to include all
Good
one
one.
types of gay men, so well done for that.
It just had a bit of a hint of carry on to me that
Well,
maybe
it's a
wouldn't go down
confession.
well.
I said it was
Confessions.
it's a confession. Of
it's
a
actually
vindicated-
reverse confessions then, isn't it, really? Because confessions was all about,
It was
objectifying
more
women,
heterosexual,
so it was
wasn't it?
more- Yeah, okay.
Oh,
This is just
Yeah,
about
they
hot
know.
guys playing volleyball.
With neck problems.
That's all this one's about, really, to be honest.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah, there's just very
Right.
little
Not, a lot,
flames in this.
not really much goes on. It's just all of a sudden it's also they like whenever they have a problem with each other, it's always when they're just in towels. That's always when they look like they're going to square up to each other.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just. I mean,
Well, it
I
was a
don't know if
warm
Tony
place
Scott-
where they were, wasn't it? It was a warm.
It was, yeah.
because the amount of
I'm
scenes
leaving that bit.
where they were talking to somebody in an office and the sweat were just pouring off them. You know, I've
That
never
was the
seen that.
80s. Everyone sweats in the 80s.
Not
Look
as
at
much
Prequel.
as that.
The guy with the cigar, when he's proper chewing him out, giving him all of this, and then sends him off to Top Gun. The minute they walk out the room, he's completely dry, as if it's just the stress of having them around. He's like, oh, God, just pissing off of him.
Have you got any questions for Phil's there?
No.
Mine was more of a statement because we're allowed a statement.
You are allowed a statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've already made the statement and feel like it was answered. So thank you.
Okay. Good. Right then, Eddie. So
yes.
You'll go for your reboot or reimagination, whatever. Minute on the clock, starting now.
I am keeping the film pretty much the same because whilst it may not have the best action, whilst it may not have the best, for some reason, the sum of the parts is less than the whole. The whole is pretty great. So what I've done is I'm just going to make them literally what their own call signs are. So Maverick will be a discontinued chocolate bar instead of a man. Iceman will be Bobby Drake from X-Men. Jester will just be a grinning harlequin, just Kaloo-Kalay, just shaking a rattle around. Wolfman will be Lon Chaney from 1941. Merlin will be a wizard who lives backwards through time. Sundown will be an entire goth metal band from the late 90s. Stinger will be played by a wasp's arse. Goose will be a goose. Viper will be a United States police car. Cougar will be Kim Cattrall in Sex and the City. Slider will be a small hamburger served as a starter. Hollywood will be an entire district of LA. And Chipper will be an agricultural tool as seen in Fargo. But other than that, all the
It's
same.
exactly the same. So it's kind of like you could have it like a bit like you could have that as a Pixar movie, really.
Yeah, it's got that kind of thing, or it's sort of some magical realism. Yeah, there's and they all learn to get along.
Oh,
Do you foresee any problems in just having a wasp's ass and not the rest of the wasp?
Only that it will be releasing pheromones that attract other wasps.
Exactly. And how is it communicating if it's just an ass?
It's pheromones. It's just the other wasps just move into the shape of words. And what they do is they send him out early to disrupt the enemy's picnic, so they feel in a really bad mood, so they're not paying attention when they're flying. So it's all military psychology in that. I don't know. If
I'm
really
just a mere lady. I'm just a woman.
Like me.
Just a woman. Why would I know about military psychology?
It's just that you don't work in military psychology like I do, so I wouldn't expect. Although interestingly enough, I found out that the woman. That there's a real life woman who Charlie, the character, was based on, and that woman went on to be the Deputy Secretary of Defense under Barack Obama in 2013. And while
she shagged Tom Cruise and everything.
Yeah, and while she was working for the Naval Air Force, her nickname was Legs. So she managed to use those legs to kick through the glass ceiling and achieve some level of respect for her work after 30 years. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. So so Charlie can be a pair of legs in honor of the former Deputy Secretary of Defense from around 2014.
Okay, Phil, you got a question?
What type of goose?
I was gonna say Canadian, but probably wouldn't allow it. So just one of those all white ones with the very orange beaks that are sort of serrated.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Okay. No further questions there? Any bonus ones? No. Right.
No.
It's time for the recap then. Don't forget, vote as I give you your recaps online there. Here we go. So Nats was top sum. It basically Vorderman, Riley, Whiteley joint. With the Chuckle Brothers on numbers, was it? On numbers?
Numbers and letters, yeah.
Dictionary corner, sorry. Yeah, so exactly the same other than that. Exactly the same other than it being totally different.
Takes place in Myanmar, yeah.
Bill's was top bum. a confessional style, so Confessions of a Window Cleaner, Pop Star, all that style film. Basically flips the planes and the volleyball, so it's 90% volleyball and 10% planes, I guess. All the names have been changed to innuendo type things. So you've got Haverdick, Goose, Swiper, Molester. Who else were the loads of different ones? I didn't write them all down.
No. Yeah, there was lots.
There was lots. There was lots of them. You get the idea. And then Eddie's was exactly the same, only the names are exactly what they are now. The call sign. So Maverick is a chocolate bar, and all the others.
A goose.
Goose is a goose. Everything like that. Could be a Pixar thing. We don't know.
Sounds fun.
So get yourself voting on Facebook now. We'll have a look at those in a minute. Also, don't forget to leave your Mission Impossible film titles for us as well while you're there. Right, let's vote in the room. What have we got?
Do you know what? Simply because of the image of a giant wasp's ass having other tiny wasps spell out everything that they want to say, I'm voting for Eddie.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that one as well tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm voting for Nat.
I'm going Chuckle Brothers.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Chuckle Brothers is a big draw.
Right. Okay. So it's even Stevens
They
at
never
the
made
moment.
it in Hollywood, did they?
No, it's a shame.
The Chuckle Brothers, no. Neither did Norman Wisdom because his wife left him. Anyway. Wife left him. He decided he had to stay with kids in England. That's why he didn't make it in America. He had loads
Phil's
of stuff.
may get blocked by the censors.
Sorry, Phil. Vote for
Daniel. I absolutely agree that Richard Madeley can become Richard. It can be instead of Richard Whiteley. Yes.
Okay. Cool. I'll get that down. Right. Let's have a look.
Thank you.
Roberto's voted for Phil. There you go.
I think Roberto is Phil.
Stupendo. And then we got Emily. Emily's
Emily, thank you. I love you.
Nah, again. Popular tonight, Nat, there.
I slipped them all some money.
I think.
Cool. I think that is that all the votes? I think it is.
I think so. I think that's a clean. Is that a clean sweep for Nat?
It is a clean sweep for Nat. That's it. So, Nat, you've won the entire night.
Thank you very much.
Without question.
You win.
Wow.
You win everything.
Thank you.
You get to write your own rule into the rule book. That's the prize for winning.
Oh my God. Can I think about that and announce my rule next week?
Yeah, you announce what rule you want putting into the golden rule book of Prequel.
Honoured.
Careful, the last time a rule was written in, Tom stopped doing it.
Why? What was that? I missed that. I was reading. What?
Said the last time a rule was written in, Tom stopped doing the show.
What was the rule?
I was joking. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Tom left for reasons that weren't connected to new rules.
Oh, right. I see. Okay. Right. We've got one Mission Impossible entry here. Hang on. Let me get my banner up so it's all official. So any other audiences member watching on Facebook, you can put your Mission Impossible suggestions here. All we've got to work with so far is Roberto saying Mission Impossible 11.
I think that would be Mission Impossible 1 twice.
So they'd remake the film.
No, they just show it twice.
We'd have to sit through both, back to back.
Sit through both. Yeah.
Okay.
If he's not taking it seriously, I'm not either.
Okay.
Oh, what about the? We've got a Tom fan now. He's asking where Tom is. I mean, Cruise. Tom Cruise. He's in the films we're talking about, Roberto. Yeah. Mission Impossible 11. We got one from Emily here. Hang on, let's have a look.
Oh.
Mission Impossible into Mission Impossible, impossibly long style piano playing. What do you make of that, gang?
I like it because I reckon if Tom Cruise did one of his really long sprints, a bit of that would be with that sort of thing going on. That would be really fun. If you
again, you could really change films with the soundtracks, couldn't you? We talked about that earlier. I think that might be quite funny. All these running scenes, just put what is it? Benny Hill theme.
Yakety sax. Slightly speed him up, like.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll put them together.
slow him right down. Just going dun 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 dun.
Is that $6 Million Man?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be very sad.
Yeah.
I think they should play that at the end of every single film ever.
Would you have him in it, looking over his shoulder with his backpack on, though?
Yeah.
Would Bruce
Hitchhiking.
Banner have to be there all the time? Bruce Banner at the end of every single film.
Yeah, it can be the ultimate Marvel Universe crossover. Just have the Hulk in every film at the end going. Or he gives them a little nod as if they know, you know.
Well, maybe like he could share.
Or he gets a bit of the old
Tutti fruity, patootie snooty powder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know it.
Flim Flam. Whatever it's called. Whatever it's called. Mission Impossible 8.5 by Fellini.
Yeah.
Like, is that half a film?
No, it's Federico Fellini's 1963 comic drama.
Of course you know that. Of course you do. Of course you know
Of
that.
course he does. Of course he does. It might be 8.5
Phil
weeks.
looks a bit lost. I'm also lost.
Film. Yeah, well, I don't think we're getting any more Mission Impossible, guys. So
Fair enough. That's okay.
that was a good choice this week. Maybe we'll.
It would be like sort of expressionist, like the impossible mission would be understanding oneself. That's the sort of thing 8.5 would be, but with probably some sort of very Catholic iconography combined with something sort of rather mundane.
Would Simon Pegg be in it? Oh, go on, Chris. Sorry.
I mean,
I'm going to say, how many Mission Impossibles is there now? How many films is there now? Is it on number 7 or 8?
Oh yeah,
loads
like
of them, isn't there? They're good. I like them. Anyway, it's not about that. Let's. I think we're
they started getting good at like number 3. That was when they.
They have. They've got better as they've gone along. Definitely. Right. Don't forget 50% off. Hang on, it's not come up. It's not working. What's going on?
What?
Good. Well planned joke there, Chris. Well done.
This usually works every time. Oh, there you go. 50% off Lush for the next 5 seconds. There you go. That'll worth it, won't it? Don't forget, these are all the plugs.
Worth it, man.
These are all the plugs for next time.
Bill hates puppets.
Bill hates puppets. It's all here tonight. And
nice.
That's it, really. We've got another comment. It's probably Roberto. Should we have a look?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, it's not. It's Daniel. He says, I have no ideas for Mission Impossible.
Daniel, you contributed a great deal tonight. Don't you worry about that.
He's answered it. Could just be Mission Impossible. I'm out.
That's
Impossible.
We're not handing out participation trophies.
We're not. It's fine.
This is where you get the snowflake liberal crybabies.
Oh, don't make it political again, Eddie, at the end. Let's just sign off and have a lovely Sunday night. It always goes with this politics at the end. Let's not do any politics. It's supposed to be
I'm never allowed to express my hard right views.
Yeah. Your Third Reich views.
I've been cancelled. Oh, cancel culture's got me.
Put your Nazi flag away. Let's get on.
Oh, I just want it. It's been on the line all day.
Imagine if one of us did come on and just got a Nazi flag in the background and nobody references it on Zoom or on StreamYard.
Nobody ever he does think of some funny films. He does think of funny films, though.
Yes, his political views are awful, but he does come up with some good stuff. Yeah.
He's always on time.
He did have a good Top Gun sequel, so yeah. Right. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us and watching along on Facebook. Give yourselves a round of applause for joining in. We'll give you a round of applause there, except Phil.
Come on, Phil, you can do it.
We did it. I think there's a bit of a delay. Right then, so thanks guys for coming and joining us again on here. We're here every Sunday night, 8:00 p.m. with a new film every week. We're probably going to do a John Candy one now they've got me onto that. And also, John Candy's daughter, Jen Candy, and his son, Chris Candy, are on Instagram and Twitter. So have a look for them. They come out. They do. She does a good chat show that I've watched a few episodes on. They're like Eugene Levy and people like that on it. It's nice. It's good fun.
So they are in show business. It's not just that you've tracked them down.
They're in show business and
okay, fine.
It was a happy coincidence. It was a happy coincidence.
Okay, cool.
I tracked them down, and then they went, "We're in show business," and I went, "All right, yeah, we got away here." I went, "Oh, good." And they also put some posts up from John Candy Films, like behind the scenes shots. So I like that. So there.
You do.
They put one
That's
up from
your
a
plug.
classic film, Summer Rental, the other day. It was a behind the scenes shot that I'd never seen. I liked that. So anyway, quick John Candy
Is this
plug.
your plug for the week, Chris?
I'm going to start a John Candy podcast now. I've decided it's going to be on every night forever. And I'm going to start from the beginning of his career, do all the films, and then when you think he's run out of films, I just start again. And I lock you all in to do it, all of you. Anyway, it's going a bit violent, that one. Sorry, we've got an extra viewer then for John Candy. One more person popped up. Right, that's it. Let's plug some stuff before we go. Tonight, actually, I'll start the plugs tonight. We've got a show that me and Phil are involved in, The Halls of Ridiculous. There's a show in at 11 o'clock tonight on the Sunday night. We've got a prime spot here. And I'll just put my little banner up for that there. Tonight at the Morecambe Fringe Facebook, 11 o'clock. And it's got, it was previously filmed at the Hull Comedy Festival. It's got Jed Salisbury and who else is in it? Who were the panelists?
Gary Jennison.
Gary Jennison was team captain, yeah, obviously. And we had David Smith and
Graham
Musk. Sorry.
Musk. Yeah,
Graham
I
Musk.
forgot his name there. Sorry,
So that's on tonight. It's free to watch. Morecambe Fringe Facebook page, 11 o'clock. Halls of Ridiculous, still silly comedy panel show. With me and Phil hosting, and there's a puppet called Storm Monkey in it as well for a bit of fun. Any other plugs, Phil? What you got this week?
No, nothing really. Just podcast on Wednesday as per usual.
So Ted Hankey podcast.
Yeah,
you can find that on Phil's pages. Nat,
I'm just working, mate. Come down to Lush and buy a bath bomb. We need all the money we can get.
Right. So buy your bath bombs. Go sell out of that. Go. Hey, I thought you were on movie show tonight. You were great. If you thought you were great.
If you didn't, just punch me and
don't
say, Eddie should have won.
No one's going to be saying that, but you get a point.
Eddie, have you got any plugs?
Yes. Now, every other Wednesday, we are going to be going live on my my Facebook, sort of my page, Eddie French, the comedian page. A show called Pop Culture. Chris is in it, and so is Tom, who used to do this show, and there'll be different guests. It's going to be every 2 weeks. So we had our first one on Wednesday just gone, and we're going to have another one a week on Wednesday. It's a panel show where just daft stuff happens. We improve pop culture to try and make it a bit better. And it's a bit more casual than this one, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, look for
How is it
the
more
IC
casual
News.
than this one?
I was going to jump in
Is
on
it
that.
more casual than this
There's no
one?
dress code.
Well,
There's no
this
dress
one's
code.
been extra. This
Are you
one's
laying
been
on the
extra cash.
floor?
Nobody turns up.
Yeah. No one. We
We
don't
just
bother
come in
with
when
the
they
video
want. We
cameras.
just come in when they want. I'll come on, do your panel show. It's pretty casual.
Oh yeah, thanks. It's just me reading with a
Other
mug
than
of
the-
tea
other
until
than the
people show up.
strict-
Yeah.
Other than the strict regulations and rules I lay down to you all before you come
Yeah.
in here. Don't
All right.
say that. Right. Anyway. So
Fine.
that's all right.
It's,
That's
all right.
cool.
It's less structured than this one then.
There you go.
Also, the IC News podcast, a satirical weekly podcast that's awfully fun, and I'm in it this week, being violated with a cactus. So if you want to hear that, then listen to that. And Fire Breathing Kittens, a
Jesus
5th
Christ,
edition
Eddie,
Dungeons
all
and
right.
Dragons podcast for all the family. I've not been in it yet, but I've recorded my episode, and that'll be out in early August. So get
One
on and
plug
listen to that.
minimum from now on. There we go.
Minimum, sure. I can plug one minimum.
Only kidding. Right, then we'll be back next Sunday night here for your entertainment pleasure at 8 o'clock. We'll
With
be doing
a
a John
John
Candy
Candy.
film. I think it's going to be Planes, Trains, Automobiles. I'm so
I
excited
love
now.
it. I love it so
Let's
much.
do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We've decided live.
Sure.
We've
Yeah,
decided
why
live.
not? Yeah, go on. Let's do it.
Right. Planes, Trains,
Right,
Automobiles.
Liverpool.
Next Sunday, 8 o'clock. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody wave good night. See you later,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.